Wanted to touch quickly on oil because I've been getting a few questions on oil, in particular oil stocks. We have a chart we can show on oil and how much the price of oil has fallen. It actually has ticked up above $70 a barrel today on WTI, which is what we watch. Oil has fallen, I think, for a number of reasons, and we talked about them on shows previously. One of the reasons is the growth rate out of China. When you're the second largest economy and you're the largest importer of energy or oil, and your economy is not growing as fast, that obviously is going to affect how much oil you take in. So China growth is affecting the price of oil. I think global growth in general is affecting the price of oil when you have central banks around the world raising interest rates as quickly as they have. They're trying to slow down the economy, and therefore you slowing the economy, the need for energy or oil is not as great, and so price of oil falls. And lastly, when you have a crisis. When you have a crisis, risk assets are off the table. What do I mean by a risk asset? An asset that fluctuates more than others. So when you find that there's a crisis, like there was in the US over the past couple of weeks, the banking crisis, individual investors aren't as quick to put money to work in riskier assets, commodities, or oil. So once again, on the day that we learned about Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic Bank with their issues, although they're hanging in there right now, Signature Bank, Credit Suisse in Switzerland. On those days, price of oil took a hit because individual investors take out their money out of the markets, remove their money out of riskier assets, and that too has brought down the price of oil. So going forward, what do I think? Well, I think the price of oil can rise again, not because of China necessarily, not because of global growth, but I think the crisis, the banking crisis that we're going through and hopefully almost finished with, once that is done, I think the price of oil will begin to move higher again. And we're already seeing that happen. Oil got as low as, I think, 60, 65. Now it's over 70. I wouldn't be surprised to see it in that $75, $80 range in the not so distant future. So if you're an oil investor or if you're somebody who invests in oil stocks, obviously, you have to be careful because it is a very volatile investment, and that's not going to change. But I think you could see some upside. And last but not least, whenever you invest in these oil companies, I think you should look to buy those companies that pay a good dividend. There are many of them. Pioneer, Devon in the US, Suncor, CNQ, Canadian Natural Resources here in Canada. These are companies that are large, they are fantastic companies and pay good dividends. So if you're thinking about making an oil investment, look to ones that are paying good dividends.